Hi, this is Tim of the 1916 Company. Welcome and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email us, Team Mosso at the1916company.com for purchase pricing and availability questions concerning this watch. Today, we're discussing a Rolex Certified Pre-Owned Oyster Perpetual Day-Date. It's the traditional Day-Date 36. You're looking at reference 128238, a spectacular combination of malachite stone, diamonds, and yellow gold. So this watch, part of the long-running and exclusive Day-Date line, straddling the world of dress watches and sports watches. It's 36 millimeters in diameter in yellow gold. I measure it 12.2 millimeters thick. And from lug tip to lug tip, just the case, 43.3 millimeters. From end link to end link, the President bracelet increases the span across the wrist only slightly to 44.9 millimeters side to side, with a 20 millimeter spacing in between the lugs. Before I throw this watch on my wrist, let me note that this being a Rolex Certified Pre-Owned watch, it's a little bit different than used. Our company now sells only two types of Rolex, new and certified pre-owned. We don't have any generic used Rolex watches. So every CPO is going to be first authenticated by Rolex, then to the extent any reconditioning is necessary, all Rolex original parts and Rolex trained service technicians will be recruited into the effort to preserve the bloodline, the thoroughbred pedigree, and the Rolex content of your Rolex to keep it all Rolex. You also get a new box, Rolex Certified Pre-Owned. You can see this is what it looks like. You get a leatherette travel pouch, little button snap closure. You can see it's suede on the inside. You get a new warranty, 2 years, globally valid, manufacturer backed. It is not a retailer warranty. This is 2 years. This is a Rolex backed global warranty. So if you buy your certified pre-owned Rolex in Denver and you need service in Toronto, you simply take it to the nearest point of sales and service and it will be honored. This little manual contains the precise terms and conditions of the warranty. And you get this lovely little leatherette wallet. Plus, you get a booklet that details the care and feeding of your Rolex watch, the actual locations of these service centers, a little bit of information about Rolex.com, information about the CPO program itself and handling of the watch, and then finally the certified pre-owned warranty card that entitles you to global service for 2 years. All of that, of course, and the watch is Rolex authenticated and comes with the lovely little hang tag, which you can see is CPO specific, and then has a very fun hologram built in. So on the wrist now, my 16 centimeter circumference wrist wears the original mid-50s 36 millimeter Day-Date size quite well. Of course, when this came out in the mid-50s, came out just over a decade after the original Datejust, and it was a step up in complexity. Not just a date that was always just, but also a day. This is the double quickset generation, so you have the ability to set the day and the date through the crown. Easy to wear on a wrist as small as 13.5 centimeters circumference. Though originally considered a fairly large watch, today it's considered to be a perfect size for traditionalists, those with a taste for more compact watches, and of course women who want a power watch that could be truly described as a power watch for him and for her. It'll easily slide underneath dress cuffs. It's nicely weighted by the bracelet. Although the watch has often been nicknamed the President or Presidential through its august history, partly due to the illustrious past owners, the bracelet is properly called the President. So nicknamed the President, named the President. It's a 3-link design that has some of the short link grace and souplesse on the wrist of the 5-link Jubilee, but it also has the structural integrity of the more sporting 3-link Oyster. You can see short cross sections make it very flexible, and we have some gaps between the links to vent wrists on hot days, so it's a really great hot weather type of bracelet if you're in Singapore, LA, Miami, southern Italy. A really cool option that is graceful but also sporty and breathes well. We have the famed crown clasp, which is a little bit buried right here in CPO hang tag. But you can see when the clasp is closed, that 5-point coronet is the only obvious break point between the two sides of the bracelet. And that's part of the fun of the crown clasp. There's sort of an invisible partition until you lift the crown. This is a little bit more advanced than the past. You can see that this is now an articulated beak and hook system. So they latch together and you have to pull back the beak to release it from the hook. So it's actually a much more secure clasp than in the past, making it sportier still. Oyster case, twin lock crown in gold. You know that because it has 2 dots. That means it's a twin lock in gold. The oyster case form, very famous, enduring, and dating back to 1926, was the first mass-market practical water-resistant watch option. Combined in 1933 with the perpetual rotor winding system, it got a date in 1945 to become the Datejust. Then in 1956, again to the day, it became the Day-Date. So the fluted bezel, as you can see here, beautifully preserved, razor sharp. We've got a combination of satin and polish on the bracelet, but full polish on the case, screw-down crown, oyster case back, 100 meters water-resistant, malachite stone dial. So these are cut and finished by lapidaries, and no two will be the same because it is a natural material. It can never form the same way, not identical, 2 times. There's a gold frame for both day and date for refinement. And then we have a combination of stylized Roman numerals and indices that are made of gold and festooned with small, brilliant cut diamonds, the gem setting at Rolex being done by hand. So this watch is partly handmade with the lapidary's art on the stone dial and then the diamond setting as well. I mentioned double quickset, and so I'll illustrate what that means. First, you can see that this movement includes hacking seconds, instantaneous, day and date changeover at midnight, and then the double quickset function. Simply put in the intermediate position, turn the crown in either direction, and you will cycle one of the calendar facets. So it is a very quick and easy way to set your day date. Inside, we have Rolex manufactured caliber 3255. It's based on the latest 3200 series movement, so it has the chronergy escapement, the larger mainspring, the reprofiled drivetrain, and the 70-hour power reserve. It now features a ball bearing instead of the old jeweled staff for the winding rotor, so the bidirectional winding system is now more shock resistant. 4 Hz beat rate, 31 joules, hacking, double quickset, full balance bridge, and a free sprung balance for shock resistance. And it is a superlative chronometer, which means not only does it meet the COSC standards, but it goes beyond. As a fully cased-up watch tested in 6 positions, it will run no worse than -2 plus 2 seconds at the time it leaves the Rolex workshop, so better than a standard chronometer, hence superlative. The watch features an overcoil hairspring that has a very centered mass for isochronous operation, that is consistent timekeeping no matter which orientation with respect to gravity the watch is in at any given moment. And that hairspring features a niobium zirconium blue oxidized alloy that is profoundly anti-magnetic. Rolex called that parachrome bleu. Rolex makes all of the small parts of the watches, including specialized features such as shock protection, which is Rolex Paraflex. Even the very lubricants used in this movement are Rolex's own, as they are the most vertically integrated manufacturer in Switzerland. The dial, the hands, the movement parts, even the bracelets, the cases, and the clasps, they are Rolex. And in this case, they are certified pre-owned Rolex. So reach out to Team Mosso at the 1916company.com for purchase and pricing and availability questions.